Hello, what is up, friends? Welcome to Thursday Night Live. I am still Stopher Cavins, psychic medium, and I'm happy to be here. Donna Hamilton, I am very well. Thank you so much for asking. Sorry I took the week off. No, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry I took the. I had to take the week off last week. Had some personal things come up and just wasn't feeling it. So that's what happened. But I'm happy that we are back. Gina, thank you. Brenda, thank you. Thank you. All the compliments. GBH, what? Yeah, so I actually just made this. It's called a battle vest. So for those folks that are into rock and roll, punk rock, I think it's whatever kind of music you like. It's just a very, I guess, personal. Yeah. Anyway, put the bands you like on there and got some bedazzling. Every one of these studs was put on by me. There's probably another couple hundred on the back. Anyway, so yeah, I made this. I mean, I didn't stitch together the vest, but everything else you see on the vest is mine. I had so it was like super punk rock when I was in high school and just out of high school, and I had a leather jacket that looked very similar to this, had a lot of the same bands on it and studs and spikes all over it. And I spent like 2 summers pounding, through the leather and putting in all the studs and on my grandmother's porch in the hot summers of Indiana. And the other day I was asking my daughter because the last time I saw it was when I was splitting from my ex-wife like 20, almost 30 years ago, and she still has it allegedly in her storage. So my kids are in the process of trying to get it, and we very kind of endearingly call it Punk Rock Jacket Gate 2024. So they're trying to work with their mother to get it out of her storage, and then my kids can fight over who gets it. But anyway, yeah. But there's a big punk rock show June 8th happening in Pomona that I'm going to. So I wanted to kind of, I guess, I jokingly say cosplay for it, but yeah. Anyway, thank you, Marnie. Thank you, everyone, for being here. So we'll get into the readings tonight. I already have some folks that are waiting to come onto the live, so I don't want to keep them waiting too long. Also, if you have, so anyway, there's 2 ways to get a reading. Of course, you can come onto the live stream with me. There is, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, if I failed to pin the link there on YouTube, let me know, everyone. But there should be a pinned link to StreamYard. Click that link. You will go into a kind of a backstage area. You won't come onto the live stream right away. I will bring you on, when I'm ready for you. So that's the easiest way to get a reading. If you do not, if you're not camera ready, if you don't have a cool vest like I do and a cool hat, and you don't want to be on the video, you can just turn the video off, and we can do audio. I don't do, and then the other way to get a reading is to put comments, to put your question in the chat. Please use capital letters and all caps, and then also some fun, funky emojis so that I can easily see what are questions versus just chatting. All right. And then I will star them, and I will try to get to as many of them as possible as energy permits, because at some point I will run out of steam, and then I'll say goodnight. Anyway, if you have not hit the like button, please do that. If you are not subscribed, give it a shot. What can you lose? It's free. And my husband's here. Everybody say hi to Mr. Christian. So cute. Anyway, and then of course, what you see tonight is I'm doing it for free. There is no payments accepted. If you feel the need, if you're just called by spirit to donate something, you can do. I think there's a PayPal link somewhere on my YouTube. There you can do super chat, stickers, whatever the case is. All that will be donated. And I know I keep saying very, very soon. The money's kind of being held in AdSense, so nothing's happening to it. We'll have like a nice $500 or $600 chunk once I get my business account set up, which I actually started that process officially the other day. So I just have to finish that. We'll get the business account, and then we'll make that donation to the Gary Sinise Foundation. So what I'm trying to say is anything you donate does not go in my pocket. It goes to the Gary Sinise Foundation, and we will show receipts once we do that. All right, what else? I still have seats available for some upcoming courses, development courses that will be starting early next month. So within like 3 weeks from now. There's a beginner, it's 4 weeks. That starts, I think it's May 7th, May 6th or 7th. And then there's also a beginner, or I'm sorry, an advanced / intermediate. If you go to stophercavins.com, click on the education tab, and then courses or development courses, there's bullet points to tell you kind of what each one involves. Sign up. They're cool. If anybody's done courses with me, feel free to put into the comments what that's like, what you thought of it. And then also, if you'd like to have a private reading, mediumship or psychic work, I do that as well. Go to stophercavins.com. I offer 30-minute, 45-minute, 50-minute combo readings. And then also, if you would like a more cost-efficient reading and don't want to sit for a reading, either on the phone or on Zoom, I have e-readings. So what that means is you'll pop on my website, click the emailed reading, and then you'll pop in 4 questions that you want answered, and I will, within 3 days, send you a video that's usually, depending on what the energy is, 12 to 18 minutes long, sometimes longer if it needs to be, answering your questions. All right. Like and subscribe. Let's get into it. Let me just hit start some questions, and then I'll bring some folks on. And thank you, moderators, for all the things you're doing. Oh, I got some questions. Somebody wants somebody to go to trial. Got it. C. Torino. It's weird. I don't remember starting some of these and their start. Loves his rest. I do love my rest. And my husband facilitates that very, very well. Very well. Thank you, Donna. That's very sweet. Star, 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 star. Okay. Sorry, let's scroll through here. You guys are active, but I'm not complaining. Okay. Oh, I want to, before we bring on Gypsy Blue, C. Torino, thank you for being here. I took down, I don't remember, I don't purposely take down any videos. So let's see. Tell me of the medium you had on a while back. She was young, 20s. This might have been Dana Whitby. She has a Oracle deck in her compass or something like that. So that's the only person I can think of, female. I don't normally do a lot of not collaborator guy. So there's a very few people I've collaborated with. So I think it's Dana Whitby. And if anybody has her links and can put them there for C Torino, or I think it's danawhitby.com. So see if that's her. Let me know. 8 months ago. That sounds about right. I think it was a little longer than that, but oops. Oh. Gypsy, you ready, Gypsy? Let's go.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Hey, how are you? The bluest of gypsies.
Yes, thank you. Very good. Love your vest.
Thank
Thank
you, thank you, thank you. Do you know of any punk rock bands?
not off the, no, I don't.
How about the Misfits? Have you heard of them?
Yes, I have. I
All
have.
right.
Yes. All
All
right.
right, you're punk rock tonight.
All right. Very good. So question about recent interview that I had with, I thought I had a really strong interview on April 10th. It is for a job that they're hiring two people for. So I'm kind of keeping my fingers crossed and thinking about what you said about being pleasantly surprised.
Yeah,
I actually was actually very pleasantly
good.
surprised. Kind of surprised, I was like, oh, I really would like this job. So, wondering if you see a better connection with this position.
Yeah. So if I'm remembering last time, there was one that you really, really thought you wanted, and is that one? Is that? I feel like that's. I felt it was off the table.
I, I,
Oh,
I, I think you're right with that connection. I do think it's off the table. I think I would have received a second interview by now, and I haven't. So,
yeah, I like this one. And why is it I want to go? Okay, hear me out.
yeah.
You know my process here. Um, why is it when you talk about it, I feel like I want to go outside? And I'm not saying the job is outside because I don't think it is, but I feel like we have to do stuff outside. Remember last time when I was like, I feel like we're building something?
Yes.
Okay, now I feel like I want to get outside for some reason. Does this make any sense to you?
It,
And you can say no. I always,
it could in a very broad sense, but it would still, I mean, this is still a job where, most part I'm working remote, but I could see where there's some connection to it where you're thinking about the outside. But, me personally, I'm working remote, for the most part.
yeah, I do. I'll say this. I get a different energy of what you're doing. I feel like it is a nice little twist.
Yes.
That's kind of what I'm understanding. I like the energy, and maybe that's just what I'm feeling. Is I feel like it's like a brighter kind of lifting up. So yes, I like it. I like your chances of it. It feels like it's connected. It feels like you were actually guided to it.
Yes.
So if you feel that kind of serendipitous thing happening, I think that's for a reason because it is kind of something you're being nudged toward.
Yes.
So my prediction is, I think you've got. I feel like I'm in between. Like I don't think you'll wait too long before you hear back. I feel like we're within like 10 days.
Yes. It would be next week where I would hear back.
Okay, yeah. So
I,
maybe yeah.
yeah.
I like it. My prediction is yes, you'll get some sort of offer, or at least you get to like the next round, or where we're talking about if you want it or not.
Okay. Okay. All right. Very
Okay,
much
and,
fingers
and it's and
crossed.
I'm telling you, I think as much as you liked the other one, I think this one, like I say, pleasantly surprised makes a lot of sense.
It absolutely does. Comparing the two, I just really felt a better connection with the hiring manager. These are all panel interviews that we do, um, with
Love it.
the with state government and whatnot. So I really just am hoping that this one comes through.
All right, we are all sending you good energy around it.
Thank you, and thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, nice talking to you. Have a good
Very nice.
night.
Thanks. You too.
All right, there she is, the bluest of gypsies. Of all the gypsies, she's the bluest. All right, let's bring on the hippie chick. Hippie chick, it's your turn.
Hi,
Hey,
how
what's
are you?
up? You're the hippiest chick I know. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Hippie
Good.
chicken these days. Now I just carry on.
Just keeping it chill. I love it. How can I help you tonight? What's your question?
My brother passed away about 2.5 months ago, and I was wondering if his presence is ever around, or he left behind 2 dogs, and I'm wondering if we will ever find them a home.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just kind of connect in here. Can I just have his first name?
Dennis,
Okay, perfect.
I always call him Pooh.
All right, and I have to tell you this, hippie chick is without it, I'm gonna connect, and I feel like I'm getting something already, but yeah, he's around you. Okay, so we'll just start there. He's definitely around you. Here's what I've understood about our loved ones, and this is through my experience, not through just what I've been told in life, but my experience connecting is when we pass, we of course we lose our physical body, but we are now spiritual. We are now in thoughts. We are in feelings and the dreams. That's where we get to live. So your brother and everyone else that you've kind of touched in your life is part of you. They're living with you. Okay. Um, so the answer is yes. And sometimes we have them around us more than others because of how where we're at with things, right? So when we think about them a lot, they're just with us even closer, right? When we dream about them, that just means they're closer, but they're even when we don't feel them, they're still a part of us. All right. So let me just kind of get into it. When you're talking about the dogs, I was actually going to ask you if he had 2 children because these dogs come through like his children. So that tells me that he was extremely connected to them.
Very.
And I feel like, yeah, okay. You ever seen those bumper stickers? This is what he's showing me, okay, where it says like forget the actual quote, but it's something like "I rescued a dog" or "They actually rescued me," is kind of what I'm getting. So I don't know if he technically rescued these dogs, but I feel like the situation where they came into his life in an interesting way, and they actually kind of provided him as much as he provided them. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, a lot. Yes.
Okay, got it. And when we talk about that responsibility, I know you're kind of going through it trying to find somebody, but the first thing that comes through is a thank you, thank you, thank you for taking care of them and kind of it's almost like you're kind of bending some things you've got going on so that you can or is there someone else involved in taking care of these dogs right now too?
My son. Yes.
Okay, because I got more than it's like not just you. I feel like there's a couple, it takes a village kind of situation. So he's
Yeah, like
acknowledging kind of
family is all pitching in to take
yeah,
care
yeah,
of
yeah. So what he's doing is he's acknowledging that everybody's kind of taking, they're bending their schedules and kind of, giving energy that they normally wouldn't have to give for these dogs, and they're happy to do it. He's very appreciative. Um, let's see what he's. Do you live in a? Because now he's showing me. Are they used to being like running, like being on a good amount of land?
They run in the backyard constantly, and we have a dog door where they just run in and out all the time.
Okay, and I almost feel like what he's showing me is there's going to be opportunity. So I think within the next month you find someone, and it's almost like I want to put them on like a big piece of land. So somebody that either has a farm or like acreage. Um, I don't think they're going to be like in a city environment or even like in a suburb environment. Okay. And I think it is also going to be important that they're together. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Would
The dogs actually owned the house. He just lived with them.
yeah, no, he's definitely giving me that. With Dennis, would you understood he's also was he a motorcycle person?
Yes.
Okay. This
He had a
I gotta tell you,
Triumph. He used
this
to
is
do wheelies.
I'm sorry, say that again.
He had a Triumph years ago, and he used to do wheelies on it.
He's a motorcycle guy. He but I also have to recognize that some of his later years that he spent here on earth, he didn't have the opportunity or wasn't able for some reason to to do those types of things that he loved. Do you understand that?
Yes, he had to sell his motorcycle because he was out of money.
Got it. Because I feel like it wasn't really a choice for him. It was something that he kind of was forced into doing. Just know that that's the type of energy he's in. So that's like his heaven that he gets to experience all the time, is that kind of free on the triumph, you know, plowing through the road, just doing his thing. So he's in that energy all the time now. He doesn't deal with all the yucky stuff that he had here on earth. Okay.
So he is not in pain no more.
No pain. No, he says, I'm on the bike. I mean, of course he's not physically on a bike, but spiritually speaking, that's the energy he's tapped into. So that's his heaven, right? Um, are you coming up on a milestone or a milestone birthday?
I am. Well, mine's in July.
But it's like a milestone. So we're doing like like when I say milestone, it's like 40, 50, or 60, that type of thing.
For me or him?
Here's what he's showing me. He's showing me for you, and it may not be a birthday. Sometimes it's 30 years of sobriety. Sometimes it's, 30 years since you got your degree or whatever the case is. But I feel like in the sense of time, we're about to celebrate something that is like a milestone that's recognizing like a 10, 15, 20 year of something.
I can't think of anything right now.
Okay. Hold on. He's not letting that go. I feel like we're talking about age. Let me ask you this, because I have to acknowledge like an age of somebody that's either, I thought it was you, but somebody that's close to you that's like turning like a 20, a 30, a 40.
My daughter's birthday is next week, and he was close with her.
How old will she be?
Ooh, I knew you'd do that. She's born 85.
Okay. So I think that wouldn't put her at whatever math. So it's what, 15?
38?
Yeah. Yeah, so she's not 40 yet. So it would have to be 40. Okay, so I'm going to leave this with you. And it could also be like, let's say 30 years since somebody passed. But you know what I mean when I say milestone? It's like the 10th or the 20th anniversary or the 30th anniversary. It's not like 32 years, it's 30 years or 40 years. Anyway, so he's acknowledging like a milestone that's coming up this year. All right.
I'll have to think about that.
Yeah. You have no, this is symbolic. Never mind. He's also acknowledging prayers for him as well. That people are coming to you. And you don't have to be religious, but I just feel like he's acknowledging somebody like praying for him, and so there's also a thank you for that. Do you understand that?
My daughter and myself both do. We both pray for him.
Yeah, so he's definitely around you.
Well, my daughter-in-law says that he talks to her and she can talk to people that are passed. And she said he was yelling at her to be nice to his brother.
Of course.
But then I think, how can he talk to her when he didn't even care for her? But he doesn't talk to me. That's why I don't understand a lot of it.
Yeah, it's like spirit meets us where we're at is kind of what I've learned. And so it might be that, and the short answer is I don't know. But it could be that, just where you are kind of in your own daily vibe or your grief or whatever the case is. And I also believe that he probably is talking to you. It's just in different ways. Some of us can carry on a conversation. We just kind of know what the conversation is with spirit. We don't have to hear it. We can just know it. And then others see signs and, or have dreams, and we communicate with our loved ones in different ways. So be patient. Be patient.
Yeah, he has moved some things, and it's always stuff that it's either pictures of me and him or him. They have been moved.
Oh, wonderful.
Like sideways, and
Absolutely.
I just want to see a vision of something, but I keep waiting.
Yeah, you'll like I said, be patient. And it's going to be in a different way than who is this? Your daughter-in-law? Is that who you said?
Yes, it's my, well, no, it's my sister-in-law. It's my brother's other half.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so it's going to be different than she's experiencing because you two different people. Did he one last thing I have to ask you because I feel like I'm tasting mint specifically, like spearmint. Do you know if he had like an affinity for mint or if there's
Pepper,
stories around?
peppermints. My grandparents used to give them to us when we had a stomach ache. And when he got sick at the end, he was always wanting peppermints
Okay. I'm not
because he
usually one
said
that
it
has like
makes,
a tasting kind of thing, but I'm just I can't stop thinking about mint. And I don't normally think about mint. So that's his way of just acknowledging that story, okay? All right, my dear. I hope
but
it's
as
been
long as he's
helpful.
happy. Do you see me moving soon?
Well, okay, hold on. I want to give so the future's not written, so I have to acknowledge that. But as far as like how it's moving forward, the energy on it, I and I don't know what you think is soon, but I get an opportunity. So I feel like you're on the freeway, and then you have an opportunity to take an exit, which is a move, in about 8 months is what I'm getting. So that puts us like towards the end of this year. I almost feel like once we flip the calendar, then it's like we really kind of put our energy into or have some opportunities to move. So it's up to you whether you take those specific opportunities, but I think the first opportunities are around the first part of next year. Um, so I mean, I
Thank
guess that's a probably or a maybe. All right, my dear. Well, you have a wonderful night. Thanks for stopping by.
thank you for everything.
You're welcome. All right, good night.
Good night.
All right, let's go into the comments and then we'll bring Jeanette in just one moment. Thank you, Brenda D. Love those purple hearts. I put this down here so I'm not shaking the screen. Let's do this. All right. And I see you're coming on C-turn. I'll just ask you when you get on here. All right, Lenora, thanks for being here. When will I get over this pneumonia? I feel like you're actually kind of on the, I don't mean downward, like you're going down, like it's kind of relieving at the moment. We're getting, I guess we're on an upward trajectory is what I'm trying to say. So I think you've got, don't be surprised. I'm being shown a cough that I had back in December that lingered for way, way, way too long. So I feel like you're on the kind of upswing as far as getting your health back, the health part of it, and where you'll get some energy back. Because I do feel like it's causing some energetic things that are happening. Like you have no energy is what I'm saying. But there might be like a cough or a wheeze if you're experiencing that does linger. But I feel like you get like the next 3 weeks or so where you're kind of gaining energy and that type of thing, and then there might be a little bit of a lingering thing that happens for like another 3 or 4 weeks. Okay, so you're almost there. I think by summertime you'll be fully healed up, and of course work with your physicians because I really do think that that's part of it, making sure that you've got whatever treatments or because if you don't continue to kind of get those treatments and whatever medications or whatever the case is, then that's not the timeline. Okay, so that's the timeline I gave you of doing all the right things. Hope that helps. We're all sending you healing energy. All right, I'll ask you that when you get on here. Let's see, M and JS. All right, will husband get a new job as a bus driver? Is that you coming on, Melissa? Is that your question? If so, city or school? I'll answer this, and if you want to ask me something else when you get here. Yeah, okay. It's funny because I read that last part and I wasn't even thinking. And then my mind was like, I don't see this as a school. So a city is the answer. I definitely am not like they're taking school out of the equation. So there's much more feels like there's more opportunity. And if he wants to go for the school, of course he can. But I feel like there's much more opportunity, and it probably suits him better to do the city. Um, so that's kind of where it's pushing. And I think he'll. And that doesn't seem too far away either. I think there's some like almost like I feel like a hiring cycle that's happening with your city, because it feels close to him in time and also within distance. And I feel like there might be like a hiring cycle that's happening now or by once again I'm going into June, so within the next couple months. So have your eyes and ears open. All right, so we're gonna bring on Jeanette. Hey, oh, it's light where
Hi.
you're at. You must
Yes,
be over here in
California.
the there you go. I was gonna say you're here with me, or maybe you're in
Yep.
Australia. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great.
Thanks for
Thank you.
bringing me on.
Absolutely, always. How can I help you tonight?
Um, I've asked you before. My name is Jet in the YouTube, whatever it's called.
Hmm,
And I've asked you about a medical study, volunteer medical study. And you
okay,
said it would
thank
be
you.
pushed back, and it was, but
Yeah,
now it's happening. It's happening on Thursday, next Thursday. So I'm
nice.
wondering if you have any thoughts about that.
Yeah, are you gonna be required to be in a location like
Yes,
overnight?
not overnight, just for
But
8
is it
hours.
for a long time? Is it for an extended period of time?
Well, the study continues, but I only have to be there for 8 hours
Okay, here's what I want to tell you
physically.
about that is be flexible with that time or be prepared that it's either going to be a little longer or or it might just be a little harder than you anticipate to be there for 8 hours. So just kind of I feel like I want to tell you to get yourself mentally ready for this.
Well, it's a big mentally ready because it's a psychedelic study.
Okay, got it. So I'm just kind of, I guess, when I say the word concerned, I don't want you to be concerned, but I
I'm
guess
not.
just kind of be aware of, I think the time is going to be interesting, the
Okay.
amount of you're there. So just kind of prepare yourself for that. And it might even be a little over. There might be something where it's feels like a little bit more than you initially had thought, which I think you'll
Okay.
be. So
Yeah.
there's that. I also want to tell you I do think the environment is quite comfortable, but I
Hmm.
also want you to prepare and just make sure that and before I knew this was a psychedelic study, I was getting some information about we need to make sure we're very, very comfortable.
Hmm.
Because I think that's also going to maximize your experience.
Yeah.
And that was another reason I was asking if it's overnight because they were almost like putting you like in like very like almost like sleepwear.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a chronic pain study and psychedelic therapies to see how it
okay,
will
how
or won't
cool.
help.
Very nice. Can I ask what they're administering?
Psilocybin.
Okay, cool. I've been kind of playing with that.
Yeah, it's
So
fun.
yeah, I love it.
Back in
Yeah.
my punk
So
rock days,
yeah, well, I
did a
mean,
lot of it.
yeah, I used to do different stuff back then, but
Yeah.
now I can't do anything too crazy. But I had a client and she sent me some samples, so they're
Nice.
fantastic, and I'll be ordering from her. Yeah, let me see if there's anything else. I got to tell you, as far as the time, that's what I was getting. But as far as schedule, I think schedule is good. So I don't think there's going to be any kind of pushing back or I think it is what it is. It feels pretty
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah.
Are you also kind of keeping this? I feel like you're not telling certain people about what you're doing.
No, I haven't. Only my husband knows really.
Oh, okay. Um, I
I
think
don't.
that's fine. I don't really have
Yeah,
any
I don't
messages
have
about
many
that. They're
people
just
in
kind
my
of showing
life
me
that
that.
I need to tell.
Yeah, I don't think there's it's good. I think it's just kind of is what it is. I'm not sure why they were showing me that, but it's just an awareness that you're kind of keeping this to yourself to a
Yeah.
degree because. So I think that's probably fine. That's what I got. I think you'll have a good time. I think you'll learn a lot. I really do.
Yeah. You think it'll help with the pain, back
Yes.
pain? Really?
Yeah, I think it
I hope
will.
so.
What I'm being shown is, I think it puts you on a path that
Hmm.
helps you kind of maybe discover, and maybe it just, and maybe there's like a stepping stone to something else.
Yeah.
But I feel like it puts you on a path to, and kind of opens you up to some treatments and some things that will help. So
Okay,
does this
cool.
specific thing cure it, or kind of the end all be all? I don't think so. But I think it puts you on a path to where you can manage this pain and discomfort a lot better.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you? You see what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say?
yeah. Especially when you said path, because when I signed up for it, that's what I heard in my head was like, this is a good path. So
Yeah, it
I
is.
just, even though I was really apprehensive about it, signing up for it, I was like, hey, I like a good path. Who doesn't?
Yeah, how exciting. Well, you'll have to come back and share your experience if you're comfortable doing
Okay.
that.
Okay. Yeah. I'll
All right,
let you
Jeanette.
know. All
All
right.
right.
Thank
Good
you.
luck with it. You're
Thanks.
welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, let's bring on Miss C. Torino. I don't know why I think this is a male. I could be wrong. C. Torino.
Yes, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
And you are correct.
Male. Got it. And if not, that's fine too. How can I help you?
My name is Jason, and
All right.
I've been having a little problem with my attorney. He wants to negotiate. He doesn't want to take it into trial. And am I going to be able to? Is he going to want to? I'm supposed to meet with him on Monday, and he's going to try and force me to settle, as all attorneys do.
All right.
And if I ask him to take it into trial, will he?
Okay, so of course I'm not an attorney, right? We have to get that out of the way. What I'm doing here, I'm giving you my opinion of the energy. Okay, so
Yeah.
I don't love
I
this
know this is a
energy.
tough one, and I appreciate it.
Well, I'm going to give you what I get on it, and then of course always consult with whoever you need to consult with that is licensed. But I don't love this energy when we talk about your current person that you're connected with on, so your current attorney, when we talk about a trial, I don't know that he's equipped or confident in that. um and I'm not telling you to change that attorney, but trust your gut on that. If it's not something you want to do as far as the negotiation and the settling, and you want to go to trial, I don't know that this is your person, or that it's just him and him alone. Does that make sense to you?
That makes very good sense to me. Um, I, I, oddly enough, I did not get a very good sense with him. Now, the other thing, um, will I be able to find another attorney?
Yeah, I think you will. Let me say this with the current attorney. I almost feel like it's a situation where this isn't his specialty. It's almost like we have like I'm being extreme here, but it's like we've hired a divorce attorney to do our criminal case, right? But just does that make sense to you? Like not that extreme, but in a sense where this really isn't his main kind of focus.
Well, here's the thing. They're used to having very high end cases. My case may not be very high end for him,
Okay.
and he may just want to settle it. And that's my feeling. But the other part about it is this is an extremely competent law firm.
Yeah. Here's what I get when you talk about finding someone else. I almost feel like he's already connected to somebody else. So it might be somebody within the law firm, or somebody. So I think he's competent enough to like say, hey, maybe give you a referral for somebody. I just feel like he doesn't want to take it to trial or to whatever for personal reasons, just because he's not into it kind of thing, or it's not his thing. It's kind of where, for lack of better words, that's kind of what I'm getting. So I think you might have to find somebody if you really want to do that. And I do think he's competent enough to refer you somebody if you want to go that route.
And my other question would be, if I do find somebody, the guy might be the last name might be Kennedy.
Okay.
And oddly enough, he had it at this law firm before, and he went to another law firm, but he wanted the case. Here's the thing. Will he take it, and can he be successful?
Yeah, I like the Kennedy. I like this guy. So yeah. I like the energy around that. So I think there's something there.
Okay, great. Now I did go into you. I did email on the website, and I do have some personal questions that I don't want on YouTube. I will be doing a reading with you.
Okay.
I think you're very, very accurate, and I've been watching your show for a while, and I think you're fabulous. I really do.
I appreciate saying that.
And the girl that I was referring to, she had long brown hair, and this had to be about a year ago.
She was on my channel. I don't know.
2030s.
Say that again.
And she was really good, too.
Because I mostly have collaborated with males that are psychic mediums. The only female I can think of is Dana Whitby. Her hair is not super long; it's kind of shoulder length, I think. So I don't know, but I don't take down videos. So
no, I went onto your website. You only got like 5 videos on there.
okay, go on to my YouTube, and you might have to go into the live tab. And look at the live videos. Okay.
All right.
And then you can scroll through there and see. So
do you see anything personal coming up? Any connections personally that would be like an interest?
Oh, like a romantic?
Yeah.
Not at the moment. I mean, there's more to it. So it might be a situation where we can just talk about that if we have a private session.
Right.
But I'm not getting it at the moment. So, I feel into energy that's already activated and things that are already kind of brewing. And so I don't see anything happening right now, but I mean, that could change tomorrow. No, I don't have anybody specific being kind of cultivated yet.
I have to tell you, you're correct.
Okay, got it. So, there's things to go into it. It's kind of maybe some changes you got to make on your end to
right.
So
you're more than accurate. You're more than accurate.
That's my goal.
And okay, so I will contact, and hopefully I can get in to see you like right away.
Yeah, there's appointments available ASAP pretty much.
Thank you so much.
Most people book with me like the day before.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You are welcome. Have a good night. Thank you.
You too.
All right. Melissa, are you ready? You've been so patient. Yeah, ready.
Oh, here I am.
How's it going? Husband, new
Good.
job.
Well, this is fun.
I
Can you hear
try to
me?
make it fun. Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, good. I've never done this before, so.
Oh, good. You're doing great.
Thanks. And I just discovered you. I think probably on your last video. So.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And you came back. And you waited.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. So I had answered about the husband and the bus.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
That's good news because so my husband he did the thing one of the things in life that we shouldn't do is get frustrated and quit our job before we have a new one. So
oh my God.
So I'm glad to hear something's coming.
My husband, I'm like, get another job first. Right? And then I tell him, I'm like, please leave your job.
I know. Well, I've been encouraging him to leave, but I didn't know it was gonna. He woke up and said, "I'm sending an email. I quit." Anyhow, we had relocated out of state for this company he's working with right now, and everything happened very fast about fall of last year, and we moved into a house that we purchased. And ever since then, our lives have just been complete chaos. This house, we had a really bad inspector. We've had to pour tons and tons and tons and tons of money into this house, and we didn't know if we were going to stay, go, so we ended up in this huge debt. And I just wonder, do you see anything for us as far as people keep telling us to, to sue and, seek legal action? And I'm not finding any resources to help us with that. I don't know if there's going to be some kind of financial solution to help us out of the debt. But and then, and the sad thing is, this job that he took to come to this new area is not panning out at all. They're treating him terribly. So we feel like, what have we done? Is something good going to come out of this for us?
Yeah. So I mean, the good news is with the bus thing, I do think there's some opportunities coming up. But I also, with that, think put the radars up, because you're going to have to. It's not just going to fall into your lap. You'll have to kind of do some work on it. So it feels to me like there's some kind of cycle that's happening, where there's like a hiring cycle, or maybe like it's like job fair kind of thing, where it's like that type of thing. So I think there's good news there. I think there's some reprieve there. As far as the house, let's talk about that, because when you're talking about and I'm guessing when you're talking about legal recourse, you're talking about doing that against the home inspector.
That's what we had thought. I don't know.
I'm not seeing much there. I'm not seeing much there with that. I do think there's something where I almost want to go into something. I have to articulate this. It's hard. I'm going to give some examples, because I don't know. So it's almost like an insurance, or like a help that comes from like maybe like a city government or something like that. It feels like something that's a little more procedural. There might be something there to kind of look into, where you have to file some paperwork and see if there's any kind of assistance, whether it's through insurance, like an insurance claim, or some type of city something, or some kind of benefit that way. Have you explored either of those? Anything like that?
I have a mountain of paperwork I haven't filled out because I just wasn't sure I was feeling it, but it's with the state.
Okay, yeah, I think it's something like that. So it's one of those things where I got to take a feeling and turn it into words, and that's hard. So, and there is paperwork involved. So yeah, it's not going to be fun, and it probably will be a thing where you have to kind of make it almost like your full-time job to do this. But it feels like there's something there. So if you also, if you're not feeling it, then always trust your intuition. But I'm getting kind of nudged towards that direction. Okay. And I'll tell you this also, and I don't know if there's a opportunity here, but I feel like this was owned by individuals. Like, was it an older couple?
The company he's worked. Yes, older couple. Yes, older lady, a lady, and I think a lady and her son lived here, and he did.
I feel like they didn't quite disclose everything.
Oh gosh, no, they didn't. They covered up a ton of stuff.
Yeah, it was purposeful. So I don't know. I'm not getting anything about there being legal recourse on that. If you can prove it, of course there probably is. I'm just being shown that they did have knowledge.
Oh, I'm sure. I think the agent did, and our agent did, and the inspector did. In this state, they don't have to disclose.
What state are you in? What state?
Oregon.
Okay. Oh, that's a good state.
So we got really badly. I mean, I don't.
I'm so sorry.
I'm talking a lot of money. Like we would not have bought this place if we would have realized the amount of money we would have had to put into it. But I keep telling myself we're here for a reason. We're here for a reason. It's, but now that we've put the money into it, do we just stay put? But everything kind of just went haywire on us between the house and the job, and we were like, what did we do?
Yeah. I mean, it may be a little bit of a course correction, but no path is destroyed by different types of choices you make. So unfortunately, it costs you some money, right?
Yeah.
I do think you can get some assistance through something that involves filling out all those papers. So
okay.
that. And I don't know, that wasn't legal advice I was giving you about the
Sure.
previous owners, but it was just information of maybe confirming what you already knew.
Sure.
Unfortunately, this was done to you, that part of
I,
it.
I believe so. We were an easy target because we were coming out of state.
But I
So
want to tell you this too. I feel like once you get through this and kind of get the house and put all the resources into it, I think you're actually going to find it to be home.
okay, good.
I
Yeah.
don't sense you having to move. I think you're going
Okay,
to
good.
kind of figure it out.
Well, and somebody else had told us we had a bad spirit and I had to get rid of it. And I thought, okay, I did what they told me and I tried to get rid of it, but I'm not psychic to know if it worked. So
Yeah, it's your space. It's your space. You have
I'm
control
like,
of it.
that's all we need too is a bad spirit hanging around once we get here.
No, you get rid of it. You just put your shit in the house, but make the house the way you
Yeah.
want it, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and-
Well, I invited it out, so I hope that I hope we're good.
Hey, my space, get the hell out. And then you got your beautiful curtains in the back. You got your stuff the way you want it, kind of feng
Yes,
shui it
yes.
you want. That's how
Yes.
you make it. That's how you
Yeah.
get how you need it. Smooth
Okay.
shit.
We we're feeling like hopefully we're over the worst of the hurdles. I know there's things that we still have to repair, but I think hopefully, I don't know if the bigger picture is this new career for my husband, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I think he's
Okay.
got something good coming this summer.
Good. Okay.
Okay,
And I don't want to take all your time because I know people are waiting. I just wondered, is there something that you might feel strongly from my mom or my dad?
Immediately when you're talking about that, I got to talk about hold on. I got to talk about jewelry. Specifically, I want to put jewelry of both of them together. Do you have stuff, or I feel like I've got mom's jewelry, but I also feel like dad's coming in and putting something with it as well. Do you have some of mom's jewelry?
I have some of mom's jewelry. I don't
Okay,
have my dad wasn't a jewelry wearer.
that's fine. I have to talk about something of mom's and then something of dad. Do you keep them together, their items together?
Mostly. I have something I think you might be talking just intuitively. I'm thinking it. Are you maybe thinking tattoo?
What's the tattoo of?
Mom and dad's signatures.
Are they here's what I was seeing. I was almost seeing intertwined rings is kind of what I was getting.
I don't know if I can show you. Let me see if I can show you. I got to figure out the camera angle.
You're almost there. Okay, maybe it's something like that. Okay.
Do you see it?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, and we've got the
The heart.
infinity. Okay.
It's an
That makes
infinity
a lot
and heart. Is that what you're referring to? Maybe.
Okay. I think
Mom's
it is.
signature.
And I'm not trying to be revisionist here. I know I said something completely different, but just to give you what I was seeing, two rings, like
Rings.
this, and I have, and I, well, it's very much kind of similar to what's on your arm there. So I just had to acknowledge mom and dad being together in the sense of rings. So I think I'm talking about that.
Okay.
Anyway, so that's just their way of acknowledging you have that going on.
I think.
And they're
Yeah.
together. Get them together is what they're saying. You got us together.
Yeah, I do. Cool.
Yeah, thank you for giving me that context because I know that's not what I said, but it's they show me things and then I gotta figure it out. It's like a puzzle.
Yeah.
They're around you and there's definitely an appreciation also coming forward for how you're memorializing them as well. Also, do you have a daughter?
Me?
I have to acknowledge a younger girl also that's hold on. Is there a young girl in the family that's I feel like I want to talk about autism or something like that, where we're taking care of somebody that needs a little bit more from us.
Boy.
Do you understand the second part of it?
The feminism.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay, got it.
I could see. Yes, I see where you're going with this.
Okay, got it. So they're just acknowledging I thought it was female. But they're acknowledging this younger person
Uh-huh.
that needs a little more help. And I feel like there's also coming forward of, as much as they need help, I feel like they're in this place of really kind of hitting the next level in a good way is kind of what I'm getting.
Hmm.
So they're just acknowledging kind of a good. I feel like we're kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Getting over some hurdles is what I'm.
Well, I
You
sure
help
would
me?
hope so. I would hope so. If anybody needs it, it's him.
Well, just
Yeah.
know that they're participating in this as well, energetically and spiritually.
Oh, oh, good.
And there's like a big cheerleading kind of, hey, we're gonna get over this hurdle, okay?
Oh, good.
So there is progress being made,
Oh, fabulous.
and just know that
Good.
they're aware and they're participating. So they're giving you their energy. So that type of thing.
Oh, good. I'm glad
All
they're
right.
taking over. I tried. I didn't. I wasn't
They're not
successful. So,
completely taking over, but they're guiding you. They're nudging you. Just listen to
oh,
yeah. They're part of
we've
your
already
intuition.
tried to. We've already tried to do our part. I was hoping they were going to take over.
Not that easy, girl. Okay. I was
Okay.
just
Well, I still stand by him. So,
lovely. Well,
thank
thank you
you.
so much for stopping in. It was nice chatting with you.
Thank you so much.
All right, bye, Melissa.
Bye. Bye.
All right, let's send Melissa some love. All right, Missy, I'll bring on in just a moment. Let's get to some of the stars. All right, CJ, thank you for being here. Sweet Pup, Percy, Rescue. After 3 years, he continues to be skittish. Would you be able to connect with him to see how I can help him feel more confident? Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, okay, rescue makes sense. There's a lot connecting to Percy's past before you rescued him. So there's a lot of behavioral stuff that is a reaction to some things he dealt with in the past. I almost feel like whatever you do know about his past, if you do, it's like maybe a little worse than you thought or than you know. So there are some things where I almost feel like, please consult with your veterinarian, but it's like we might need a little bit of like either calming medications or calming treatments or that type of thing. I just feel like there's something like kind of like an outside assistance that needs to happen in order to kind of cure that. I don't know that there's a lot you can do. I think you're doing everything you can as far as like creating a good space and trying not to like make crazy noises with different things or protecting him from noises specifically. So I think all that's correct. There might be just something that's a little bit beyond that if you want to kind of explore that, of course, with your veterinarian and that type of thing. So it just seems to me that the energies are connecting to what he dealt with before you became an angel for him. All right. So we will send you some healing energy for Percy. All right, Missy, let's see if Missy's ready. Hi, Missy, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you. Thank you. How can I help you tonight?
I just had a couple of questions. The first one is, do you see me moving this year?
Okay.
And then, you can get that one
Okay, let's
first.
get into that real quick. Yeah, for sure. Are you active? So here's what I'm getting. I think I think there's a very good potential and actually probably a little bit sooner than I would expect. Are you actively looking?
No, but like we're trying to get like a few repairs in order in our house so we can start looking.
Okay.
But I definitely, it's on mind.
Yeah, here's what I was gonna tell you is like I almost feel like I didn't know if you own or rent. It's almost like a situation where if you own, you're about to like you're in the process of putting your home on the market, or if you're renting, I was gonna say you have a lease that's coming up like to be done. So what I'm saying is I think the part of it that kind of behooves you or gives you that push
Mhm.
is coming sooner than later. I think you'll actually find that you get there. I feel like by fall there's opportunities here. So if you do get the home on the market quickly, I feel like it could actually probably sell quicker than you're thinking.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, I think that you could get there by like fall. And when I say fall, I'm like in September, October area, like early fall.
Okay. Because actually, Hippie Chick, who you talked to earlier, she's actually my mom, and
Completely different.
yeah, and we're actually, it's a scenario where we're trying to find like a home for all of us to live in, not necessarily her live in our house, but like have like a separate garage or like a kind of like a suite, but not like in the house, if that makes sense, kind of like our own separate area. So yeah, we're definitely thinking about, that's heavy on the mind this year.
Yeah, I think it's almost a situation where it's with you and the opportunity is there, but I think that it really lies with how much work you put into it or how, and that's
Right.
kind of why I'm feeling that energy with you. So if you move quick and kind of like hustle, I think it can happen quickly.
Okay.
But if you don't, the timeline just goes way
Right.
longer. Okay.
Okay.
But I think it's like really with you. And I don't remember what I read for your mom's energy, but it might have been different.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
And
Good question.
then yeah, the second one is just simply, do you see or feel any of my family members on the other side and wanting to like give me a message of any sort?
Yeah, a lot actually. Use a pin that works. Well, first of all, I'm feeling like an animal. I feel like I want to say I don't normally like get names or anything like that, but I feel like I want to say the word like chap or chappy.
I had a hamster named Chassis.
Okay. Um, no, well, maybe I don't know. I feel like I want to say like chappy, chippy.
No, can't say.
Let me ask you this: did you ever have a golden retriever growing up?
No, I had German Shepherds growing up.
Blonde though. I feel like I'm with a dog that's like that size, but like lighter. I know some shepherds could be more light and some could be darker.
Nope, these were like all black or brown.
Okay, so I'm gonna acknowledge just real quick, and then I'll see who else is here. I have to acknowledge like a light colored dog. I feel like we're with like a light shepherd or it feels like a golden retriever.
Okay.
But I feel like we're going back. So maybe somebody knows who this dog. So I've got the dog around you,
Okay.
and I feel like I also want to put a. Just a few. I feel like I want to put a sister energy around you, but this is not a biological sister. This is more like a sister from another mister, like a friend,
Uh-huh.
and spirit that's around you. And I feel like we would be talking about of course, gone too soon. And I feel like we're talking about a quick passing is what, and almost a situation where where a community would come together, kind of thing is what I'm getting, like kind of a tragic situation is what I'm understanding. Do you have a friend that would
Yes, actually, one of my roommates in college, we were like really, really close, and wherever we went, we were called twins because we looked a lot alike. And she did go very young, and it was pretty soon. So And I actually have a picture of the two of us on my dresser. So
Got it. I also have to acknowledge, and what she's showing me specifically is like how she was memorialized. Like, because when I said like almost like a community comes together, so I don't know if this is like people from the school, but like where we're doing like a vigil or we're wearing T-shirts with her picture on them and that type of thing. Do you understand that?
yes.
Okay, so she's acknowledging that, and thank you. I know it's maybe been a little bit, but do you know if alcohol was involved in an accident or what happened?
No, I believe she had a heart attack.
Okay, this is a man. No, I'm not talking about a male. I'm talking about a female.
Yeah. Yeah. You're talking about my friend that passed away?
Right. Is it a
Yeah.
female?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said he. Sorry.
No, I said no. I said I think she had a heart attack.
Okay. So I just have to acknowledge like drinking or alcohol as being like a situation that we need to talk about or something that was connected to her.
Not that I know of.
There's also just a real quick message with this friend that is coming through for you is where she was coming forward acknowledging kind of like the community coming together and memorializing her. I also feel like we have to talk about there's like a thank you coming forward for how people came together for her family specifically and kind of lifted her family up or did things. It's almost like helped pay for things or helped do things for the family specifically. Do you understand that?
I'm sure they did, but she lived in Florida, and so I just know what I know off of, social media and things like that. But I do know a lot of people did come together for her.
Yeah, it's almost like we did like a fundraiser or something like that, where we're lifting up the family. So she's very, very appreciative of how kind of things were handled. It just feels like a really tragic situation, and she's acknowledging how it affected a lot of people in a pretty
Hmm.
abrupt kind of way. So that's who I have coming forward for you.
Okay.
But I mean, all your loved ones are around you. It's just a matter of like who I'm kind of connecting with tonight. So just
Yeah.
because I don't know a specific person doesn't mean they're not around you.
Yeah. Sure.
All right, my dear. Well, thank you so much for stopping by, Missy.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, have a good night. Bye bye.
You too.
All right, my little punk rockers. Let's see. Thank you, Lola. Let's see. Sorry. Sorry, Maria. Let's see. Sherry, hi. When do you see my parents selling their house? Will it be this year? No, I don't think it's this year. I don't. Do they not? Here's what I'm getting, Sherry. It's almost like we need to sell the house. Selling the house is the right thing to do. But I think there's some, and I'm not saying they don't even like that it's like they don't want to sell the house, but it's almost like there's a connection that maybe it's like a sentimental thing where it's hard. What I'm trying to articulate here is that the thing we have to get over is their ability to kind of let go. I think is kind of what's happening. Whether they're leading on to it or not, I think one of them is kind of connected. So if it happens next year, I don't think it's this year. If it happens even next year, I think it's like the timeline just seems to be like a situation where it can kind of get out of hand. So put some work into it. Make sure you're kind of dialed in if you are hoping this happens and it needs to happen. I think you'll just have to dial in to get it to happen sooner than later. I think it's very, very difficult for me to see it happen this year. There's just something that's kind of a connection. I feel like I'm more with mom too. See my parents, yeah. As far as what I say with mom, I feel like there's some connection with mom and the house that we have to kind of work on. So, okay, I just read this. Mom is having a hard time. whatever the hard time is, I think this is, I just read this, so this makes a lot of sense. This is what we have to cure that situation. So put the energy into it, be patient with it. This is where the timeline can be moved up if we work with mom. Okay. If not, the timeline can get out of hand pretty quickly as far as going into the future. And whether that's Quack, thank you for being here. Long time no see, my friend Quack. All right. I hope that helps you, Sherry. Good luck. Good luck with the sitch. All right, Brenda, I'm going to bring you on in just a moment. Let me get through another. Ice Wolf, nice picture. I'm sure Debbie does. I don't do mediumship through the chat. So if you're able to come on, we can do it that way. If not, you can schedule a session with me. Did that one? Okay. Hypnicity, thank you for being here. How do people know if they are a shaman? I don't know. But I almost feel like there's I think there's a certain amount of work that goes in. Like, you have to do stuff. And if somebody knows this, please put in the comments in the chat, because I don't know anything about shamanism. It's not. I don't know if it's something you're just like born with, or if it's something you have to practice and learn, or if you have to be like ordained by another shaman. I have no clue. But thank you for the question. I'm sure somebody in the chat probably has some info about it. At least that's what I'm hoping. All right, Ness, I saw this. Thank you. I didn't read it. So in a one-on-one session with Stopher, he mentioned an insurance settlement / payout. I did not know what it meant. This week, I found I overpaid my HSA and will be paid out of it. He got to give. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't always know what it is either, but I mean, just reading your energy, folks. If it's there, I'll try to find it. If it doesn't have time to read. Well, thank you for putting this. Stopher doesn't have time to read. You meditate on your need or request for it to happen. Love it. You're welcome, Sherry. Shy Girl. Health journey. Do we need this? We gotta get. Are you dealing with a Shy Girl? I feel like a couple things are going on, and I feel like I'm in this area. So the thyroid, have that checked. I also feel like there might be some hormone things happening as well that are just kind of throwing some things off. And also, are you aware of? I'm like saying like all this stuff's wrong with you. That's not what I'm saying. Also, I'm just being aware of like maybe there's some like neurological kind of things that you feel, and I don't know if that kind of is the hormone things that are happening that are kind of throwing things off, but really work. I think here's also what I'm getting is we need to like, of course, work with traditional medicine, or traditional doctors, but also there's some opportunity over here with the holistic stuff. So don't be afraid to kind of get a little, funky with some of the treatments. Of course, if you're comfortable with it, and talk to your doctor. But I think there's a couple different paths you can take to help you with that health journey. Okay, so I think it's got to be kind of what I'm getting is both traditional medicine and some holistic kind of funky stuff. You know what I mean when I say funky? I mean it's like kind of different. Think outside the box. How do you see me doing this year in my job? I feel like I just want to tell you to not try too hard. I'll have to finish that. Don't try, like, of course, like give it all you got, but it's almost like you might feel like you're not being seen or that your work is not being like appreciated. And I want to tell you, like, be patient with it and don't try too hard to be like, look at me, look what I did, and it will happen. I think it will happen. I think actually your perception might be off a little bit with that. So relax, keep giving it all. I don't think working hard or that type of thing is an issue for you. I think that's just a normal default for you. but there might be a tendency to push just a little bit of like, oh, I'm not getting recognized, or they're not seeing my work, or they don't like my work. They are. Whoever you're working with knows. Okay. So I think good. The short answer is very, very good. Oh, yeah. It's kind of like a newsboy hat or like an old man golf hat. All right. Brenda.
Hi there.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I love the hat as well. My father-in-law wore those all the time. But I
Yeah.
have two questions. One, we lost our little dog last night. Had
I'm
no
sorry.
clue. Actually, excuse me, yesterday morning we woke up and found her. And I'm just wondering if you can pick up anything on why she died, because we have no idea.
Yeah. Here's what I feel like something is in her system that shouldn't be in her system.
Oh my.
Do you know if she got into anything?
You know, it's weird you would say that because my husband just says he feels like she was poisoned. Could she have been poisoned? But we have another dog that was everywhere she was, and she's not ill. But it's strange you would bring that up.
Yeah, I just feel like there's something in my system, like I grew up with dogs. My mom like showed dogs. She's a dog groomer, dogs. And she had a dog, and I'm not saying it's this, but she had a dog that was staying with a friend of hers. And the dog just like licked some pavement where there was like antifreeze that was soaked into it.
Okay.
Literally like killed the dog. It was tragic, the whole thing. So I just feel like there's something that you may have a hard time detecting that she got into or she became in contact with. I just feel like there's something in the system that shouldn't be there and is causing all kinds of havoc.
Oh gosh, breaks my heart.
And I don't know. I can't tell you if it was like a quick situation or how that manifested.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if it's a situation where you have an autopsy on the dog. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'm sorry for your
Oh,
loss. It's tough.
thank you. Yeah, it is. She
So,
was definitely one of a kind.
mhm.
Okay, next question is yeah, same as the other. Do you see family or loved ones around me and my husband?
Yeah. Hold on. I feel like I have to acknowledge mom in spirit, but I feel like I'm more on with your husband. And then I also have to acknowledge church. I have to acknowledge somebody that would have spent a lot of time in church.
Okay.
Do you know of his husband's mom? Is she in spirit? Let's ask that
Yes, she
first.
is. Yes.
Okay. Was she a churchy kind of
Yep.
church
Yep.
lady?
Yep.
I also have to acknowledge like having her furniture. Do
Yes.
you have any pieces of her furniture?
Yep.
Okay, interesting. Because most of the time they show me jewelry, or I'm like, why do
Right.
we have mom's furniture? She loves this. I almost feel like there's something funny around how it went down, or there's like a conversation that happens every day about the furniture, like what we do with it, or whatever the case is. So you also understand her to be a kind of a whimsical kind of character.
I
No, not so much.
what do you mean by that?
Whimsical, kind of funny, kind of somebody with a sense of humor,
Yeah.
kind of.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because I just feel like I'm being put in that kind of silly kind of. I mean, I'm always silly, but it's an outside kind of energy I'm getting. So she's around you for sure. Yeah. This message, you knew her, correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah, very much.
That would make sense because what she's telling me is almost a sense of like, thank you to you, Brenda. Thank you for like, would you understand your husband was a bit of a wreck or in a bit of a tough situation when you met?
No. I
Because here's what let me just give you what I'm getting from her. She's like saying like, thank you, like you saved him, or you like you turned him around, or you like, uh, so there's like a thank you for kind of how you have served him.
awesome. Cool.
Does that sense. And maybe I'm kind of off with him being like in a bad situation, but it's almost like you've made him a better version of himself is what she's acknowledging. And she's a real thank you for what you've meant to him and how you've kind of
Oh,
been a part of his path.
that's awesome. Well, thank you for that.
Hold on, what is that about? Did you and him have, okay, so she showed me the wedding, like there's a wedding, right? And then
Mhm.
almost like I want to talk about like another wedding or another like commitment. Did you, you know, some people do like an
Renew
anniversary
your vows.
renewing. Did you do that recently?
We're fixing to, yes.
Okay. Okay. So I have to talk about like, that's why I was like, what is this? Because she was at the wedding, right? The first wedding. Then I have to acknowledge her being at the second or whenever you renew your vows. Because I'm almost like, why do we have two weddings? So if you're thinking about doing this, that's just her way of saying, I know about it and I will be there. And that's awesome.
Oh, that's so great. Great.
Okay. Is that something you guys had talked about? Like
Yeah,
what would
we're
mom
going
think?
June
Or-
9th.
Okay.
June 9th for our 30th wedding anniversary.
Got it. So she's mentioning that. Oh, that's so cool. Love it.
Awesome.
So just know she'll be so definitely I'm picking up on your husband's mom. And then was she also somebody that would have wore a lot of hats as well?
No, but I know somebody that is in spirit that's what she did. Yeah, she was known for her hats.
Okay, and I have to acknowledge almost like kind of interesting hats, not just
Yep, yep.
you know those I think there's like a group of women that are like they wear certain like crazy hats, but I almost feel like I want to put like a little red hat on my head. So I have to acknowledge also an older woman that would have done that.
Yes, I
Okay.
know who you're talking about.
And would this be like because I feel like this is not like a mother-like energy. I feel like, and I don't feel like it's a sister-like energy, but I want to put it like an almost like an auntie kind of energy. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. And then I also have to, for this woman, have to acknowledge her leaving behind her writing. You understand this?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. It's like I live on through this writing is what I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I've got the women coming through for you, is what's happening here. And then did you ask, okay, you asked about the dog. Why are they talking about a move? Did you recently move?
No.
Are you thinking of a move?
Oh, I want to. Yes.
Okay. I just have to acknowledge sending you like a lot of energy around this move because I do feel like it's a big undertaking or it's something that you're struggling with is kind of what I'm getting. So just know your loved ones in spirit are also working with you on that. And if it's too much, then just like you can talk to them about is what they're saying.
Okay. All
Does
right.
that make sense to you with the move? They just wanted me to talk about it.
Okay.
Does it cause you like the situation around it? Does it cause you some turmoil?
No turmoil. It's just getting to that point.
Okay, got it. I think it's going to happen. They're just showing me that this is like kind of closer in time than maybe you're realizing.
Oh, good. Good.
Okay, so they're
Good.
with you. They're with you, my dear.
All right. Just I know I only said two, but my dad. Can you see how my dad died? We were told two different stories, and it's haunted me for 12 years or 11 years.
Yeah. The first thing I want to go to with Dad is I almost feel like I don't feel like he received the care that he should have received is kind of what I'm getting. And I'm not saying like malpractice, but I
Right?
think there was something where things got a little wonk. Was he in the care of somebody when he passed?
Care centers, yes.
Okay. I'm being connected to the center, like whoever the caretakers are. And I'm not saying they did something purposefully, but I almost feel like there was something that where he didn't receive the type of care that he should have, that then led to some other situations. And I do want to say that there may have also been a heart event that happened as well.
Okay.
Is that what
Okay.
you heard?
Um,
Anything like that?
Well, I'll just tell you, we were told first he fell, and then we were told that he stood up and that caused his fall. But we were told two stories on how the fall happened, and I've just always had it in my heart and wondered if he was pushed.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm feeling, or that he's, or that whatever the energy I'm connecting with right now is telling me that there was anything nefarious done. But I almost feel like I have
Okay.
to connect the caretakers of like not doing their job,
Correct.
is what I'm saying. So he probably should have been caught or not been able to stand, or whatever the case is, or he should have
Right.
had some kind of, they weren't paying attention, or they weren't giving him the care that they were hired or that was agreed to. Okay.
Okay.
And I do think there might have
Okay.
been something that caused the imbalance or caused him to, because I do think there was some kind of medical event that also happened or may have happened after
Okay.
that.
Okay.
But yeah, I think you're on par there with the people that were supposed to be there for him were not.
Correct. Okay. All right. Well, I thank you for your time. I really do. Appreciate it so much.
You are welcome, my dear. Have a good night.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda. All right, I think we're just gonna hop into the comments. I'm probably not gonna bring anybody else on. We've been on an hour and a half. What the what? All right. How you guys doing? Fascinating. It is fascinating. You know that I've been doing this for 3 years professionally, and I do a lot of readings. I meet with a lot of people, and I'm still just in awe of spirit. This energy that I, for most of my life, never connected with, never, cared to mess with it. So it's just so cool that we can get this kind of information from each other, and it's there, and it can help. It can help. So yeah, fascinating. I like it. Oh, #1 fan. That's right. I know that. I have a great husband. Let's see, who else? Let's go Gypsy with health. Gypsy Raven. I do want to tell you, I want to be brought to the ears. Like, it's kind of a weird thing to say, but a couple things. I want you to kind of take. I'm being asked to tell you to like take care of your hearing health, and then also there might be some like things that are going on that might cause some balance situations. I feel like it's within the inner ear is what I'm just being brought to this area. So if that's the case, maybe get that checked out. I feel like if there is some equilibrium or inner ear things happening, and then also in addition to that, I want to tell you to really make sure you're in environments where your hearing is not being challenged, like super loud. If you are, put the earplugs in, but also just, yeah, hearing health. Let's say the relationship. With the relationship, and I'm with a romantic relationship, and I feel like things are kind of yo-yo a little bit happening. And what I'm getting is if you're not already in kind of a moving apart type of area, and I almost want to put this person like moving apart physically and geographically as well, where they maybe remove themselves from your presence for a while at least. So, I mean, I don't love the energy around the relationship. It feels like it kind of moves in and out a little bit. And then we might be in a cycle of where we're moving away from each other, and then there might actually be a geographical kind of moving away or removal. But if you don't want that to happen, you just work harder at it, right? Because my belief is any two people can make things work. Yeah, right. You guys are working out. Oh, you must know him, right? Seeing that picture. Oh, he doesn't go there. So, it's not like I read for him or anything like that. Yeah, I just kind of trust the situation's gonna turn out how it's supposed to. The relationship sucks if yeah, it's a tough one. I'm not going to tell you your relationship sucks because that's up to you to determine, but he might leave. If he hasn't already, there might be something brewing there because the energies are just showing me him like, are you guys physically apart? Yeah, ears. Take care of your ears. You are welcome. All right. Anybody else? We didn't miss it. You're here. You missed some of it. All right, folks, hit the like button. Subscribe. What else can I tell you to do? I'm being so demanding right now. What is it, my friend? Thank you for being here. I need somebody to like do this stuff for me while I'm on here. Does anybody want to like produce my show every Thursday? All right. Yes, Gypsy Raven, whenever you're ready, I'm here for you. Of course, you can go to stophercavins.com, or if you want to email me, some people call me or text me and I can set it up, but we'll get it done. Whenever you're ready. All right, I think I'm going to Linda LB. Yeah, I saw a question from you. Could you put it back in? I'm not saying it was a weird question, but I didn't understand it. So if you want to, let's see. What's this? Linda LB, if you want to put that back in, and hopefully in a way I can understand it a little bit better. Medically gaslit. BBN right here. What's a BBN? I know what a BBL is. The Brazilian butt lift. Gas BB. I don't know what a BBN. Seeking new doctor. Is it a type of doctor? Do you see this happening? Yeah, I actually think you're going to have to. And I'm not saying like it's a situation where you're like terribly sick. I just think for you to kind of figure some things out, you have to. I want to say do it now, just so you can kind of get on that path to figuring some things out. And it's not that it's like a horrible thing. I feel like it's manageable. You just need to kind of get in your program of kind of managing your different medical situations. But yeah, I have in the next 3 months, I think there's an opportunity for you to just kind of like be done with it. Be done with this relationship with whoever you're talking about here. I don't like it. Dr. Blue off. Yeah. No, afraid. Yeah. That's why I'm saying you're like in a situation where you kind of just have to. So pull the Band-Aid off and forget about this other I feel like you just have to kind of sever a relationship or whatever it is. I feel like there's also been some, not only is he gaslighting you, but there's like he's been manipulating you. It's kind of a weird relationship. Would you understand that? You have a weird relationship with your doctor. Yeah, figure it out in the next couple of months, and I think you will. Is kind of what. So the short answer is yes. I think you'll get it done because you'll have to. Let's see. Been in my apartment 26 years. Paid rent on time on the 25th. Okay. Email Rev. My rent is due on the 1st. What's up? I don't know, what's the REV? Email REV. So I'm not good with abbreviations. I'm so sorry. I'm still not understanding it. So I get that you've been in your apartment a long time. Things have been fine, whatever. You paid rent on time on the 25th, which is when I'm guessing you're supposed to pay your rent. And then you got an email on, okay, so you received an email on the 11th, which is about 2 weeks later, that your rent is due on the 1st. Are you saying it's being changed to the 1st instead, or they're saying you didn't pay rent and it should have been on the 1st? That's where I mean, either way, I'm not getting a lot around it. I will say this, I do sense that we have to talk about some contracts. So there might be, they might be sending you something like a change of lease. They're saying it's always, okay, so what's it matter if you pay it on, okay, so they're saying you're behind. Yeah, that's probably why. So ask them for your original lease, right? And I know this because I work for a property manager. Ask them for your original lease, and it should say specifically what the date is. And if it's the 25th, for them to change it to the 1st, they have to give you a 30-day notice of amendment. So that's why I'm saying I think I'm sensing there is some paperwork coming that you have to sign. So they asked for my original lease. You should ask them for it from your property manager. Anyway, I guess I don't have a lot for you, Linda, other than, yeah, they can't change it. So you need to find out what the deal is with your original lease agreement. They obviously don't. Yeah, show it to them. If they want to change it, they have to send you a 30-day notice. And I do think I actually sense some kind of paperwork coming that you have to sign. So I think that's probably gonna happen. So that's what I get. All right. Now everybody's asking questions. All right, I'm gonna do 3 or 4 more. So sorry if you don't get your questions answered. Okay, Sandra, go ahead. Ask away. All right, found out I'm struggling with flat feet. It's causing my leg issues. Do you see me able to develop arches in my feet over time? I don't think the developing arches. I do sense that there are some. We'll have to talk about shoes. We'll have to talk about, orthopedic shoes, that type of thing. And then also, I want to say, if you're not a person that, and only do this if you're comfortable with it, but like I'm going to like adjustment of the central nervous system, the spine and the neck, that type of thing. I think that can help as well. I know that sounds weird that we're dealing with flat feet and then I'm telling you to get your central, your spine adjusted, but I feel like there's some opportunity there that can help you with some of those things as well with the leg issues. And I don't have a time frame because I feel like this is kind of an ongoing management of things. So I don't think it's something where we get it like corrected by August or something like that. I think it's something that it's probably something you deal with for maybe even years, just to kind of get your body. It's like you have to change your body a little bit. It's kind of what's happening. I hope that helps you. What am I doing? All right, Ray, thank you for being here. So do you see a job change for me and better finances this year? There could be a job change, but more so I'm almost picking up on an addition is kind of what I'm happening. And I feel like I don't know what you do, but I feel like I'm being brought to like the microphones. I'm not sure if you're like, I don't know why they're showing me like you had like a radio announcer or something. Um, so let me say this: if there is an opportunity for you to do something like this, where you're doing a creative, like I don't know if this is a podcast or if this is recording something, I don't poo-poo it. I think there's something here where they're showing me they want to put you in like a creative kind of space where you're recording yourself. I'll leave that with you. But in addition to that, I feel like we're adding things on rather than a job change. If you want to change your job, you can do that, of course. But I'm getting you're going to be pushed towards staying where you're at because I do think there's a certain level of security or it's providing you something that does keep you fairly balanced. But that's what's going to get the finances is the addition. Hope that helps. Let me know if you understand that. If you don't, that's fine. You can let me know that too. My show is from 9 to 10. Actually, tonight it's from like 9 to 11. For me, 6 to 8. Depends on what time zone you're in. Yep. Do you see me moving? Just put a pin on me to another country. I have no plants as such. Like these plants? Or are you saying plans? Yeah, I eventually have you moving to another country. I think we're way down the road. So if you're saying I have no plans, that makes sense to me. And I like it's like they're giving me like a Spanish speaking country. But I think you're down the road. I think you've got the job specifically keeps you here. You are welcome. Makes sense. Your wife is hold on. Keeps moving, sorry. Creative one makes sense for her. Okay, so and you might be a part of it. I don't know if Ray because when I was connecting to you, they're showing me like that I almost feel like I'm in like a kind of like the setup I have here where I've got like studio equipment of some sort or there's some kind of recording happening. So you might be a part of it. You might just be part of her, supporting her in that, but feels like a lot of opportunity with it. So there's something there. You are. Thank you for being here. I haven't seen you for a while. Apply for the open position that's in a different department. It pays less than my contract, but great health insurance. Here's what I get with that. Yeah, I think that's fine. But here's my prediction. If you do that, I almost feel like it kind of create. This sounds dramatic. Like, hold on. It's almost like it gets people kind of like talking, or it kind of creates like a disturbance in the force, so to speak. So if you do it, my prediction is you might have people come to you saying, "Hey, what's going on?" And maybe even offer you or show you a different path that works as well, or it's almost like they've got like a secret job. Like, hey, how about this if you want? So I kind of like it, but I almost feel like it opens up some other doors, just the process of applying. Okay. Let me know if you understand, if that makes any sense to you. But it might be a situation where you just have to do it and then see how it works out. But it's almost like all of a sudden this other kind of stuff kind of comes up just from the act of you applying. Other people take notice, or somehow there's other opportunities that come out of just the act of applying for it. Doesn't always have to make sense to me. Hi, are you able to let me know what actions to take in the near future? Do I have any messages of spirit? What actions? So I want to tell you to just be cautious or be like really dialed in when we're talking about anything that is legal or contractual is kind of what I get. I almost feel like if we're going to that point where we're signing contracts or we're doing something that's like legal, and legal doesn't always mean like calling the police or suing someone. It could be. But sometimes it's like contracts, sometimes it's getting married. I feel like I want to tell you to like the legal kind of step, if we're doing any of that, should be maybe last resort or something to kind of pause. Okay, so that's kind of what I have for you. Interesting. Yeah, it is interesting. I agree. I agree. Let me know what happens with it. Either way, whether right or wrong. All right, I think I'm gonna hop on here. Let's do one more, and then I'm leaving. Okay, I'm just interested. You have to give a copy of the lease. If you're in the middle of your lease period, you cannot change. Right. Month to month. Right. Yep. That is all. You articulated that very well. All right, I think that's it. That's it. Oh, here. Yeah, this has been ongoing for a while, right? So Antoinette, would you understand this has been like back and forth, in and out? So I know there's a lot of like kind of anxiety around this. I do think we actually get you coming up. You think you finally get some resolve actually. So when I say outcome, I once again not an attorney. Always consult with your attorneys. But I'm energetically feeling like we get to a culmination. We get to a point where this does get resolved, and we get some answers. I don't know if you love the outcome. I don't think it doesn't fit energetically. It doesn't seem like it's probably going to fit perfectly into like where you get everything that you're hoping for, or if it's like dream scenario. I think you'll have to work with another party. It's a situation where there's a give and take, but you'll be fine. I mean, it's not something that's devastating. It's not like it goes south. Okay. It's almost like I'm being reminded, like if we're talking about like let's say like a custody thing or like a divorce where we do a 50-50, something like that. So I think there's a like a give and a take is what I'm getting. Hope that helps. I think you'll be good. It's not going to be perfect, but here's also what I'm getting is the fact that it's going to finally be done is going to allow you to kind of really move forward because this has held you captive a little bit. So that's where I think the most progress happens. And the best outcome is the fact that you can move forward, whether you like it or not. That in itself is valuable. All right, my friends. My voice is about to give out. I've enjoyed hanging out with you. There's still 30 or so of you here. Thank you for hanging in there. See you next week. Love you.